for Team Panem is the question.
Okay, so I saw coming from RQ just got knocked down, and they're having an altercation up against Todak. 9 from the side of Todak is also on the ground. We can see that Lex is doing a massive spray here. Clayon, however, that wasn't a very good approach. No Mercy actually eliminated him instantaneously, and now we can see the Fnatic having an exchange as well up against another team, another player coming here for Todak. I believe that would be Iftar. Ooh.
Wow, what a bloodbath that was. They're just going toe-to-toe. Now it's only down to Lynx to try to seek refuge here. He's really got to spot out where Fnatic is. He's still hiding by the corners of the smoke. 2 members healthy and alive for the side of RRQ outnumbers the rest of Todak. And the longer he takes, there's not going to be any chance that Todak could actually escape the wrath of this mess. Shots now being fired towards the side of RRQ as he does clinch onto Assad. That's going to be Team Flash that will pry onto this area as well, as the third party Lynx is still dealing with Quan.
But you know what, damage has already been done, you know, for the side of Todak. They're pretty vulnerable because, well, obviously they are about to lose majority of their members here. We're talking about just Lynx being the last member, and Team Flash, I guess they're so confident, right, in challenging up Todak here just because they've heard the gunshots, and I guess there's a little bit of hesitation now coming from the side of RQ because they've gotten the whiff, right, that there's another
for a truce at the moment. So they will still respect the numbers out there because for pro players, they always take a look at the feed as well to see how many players have been eliminated. But there is still Bose that drops a big nade over on the top side. So that will really have to dodge some of all these grenade galore coming in, and shots are also being fired from the side of NKT, I do believe. So this is just going to go as rowdy as we see at the moment, but it could get even more intense in the moment's time. Team Flash, though, no full-on approach. They're being very careful about this.
Being very calculated. I mean, we only saw Quan, right, trying to flush out this remaining player coming from Todak, and RQ is just, I guess, holding on to that house. Happening? Where are they exactly? Are they inside the circle now? But anyway, Achul just went in for a massive spray. Unfortunately, he's a little slow on the trigger there compared to Joker, but here comes now Billbot to avenge his teammate. Oh, Billbot actually ran out of space there, and Joker capitalized on that situation, and he's going for his 3rd kill here for Team Pandem.
He can actually go for even more as he charges into the doorways. There is a nade to be primed up, and that will need to be dodged, but there's just no time for him to even pick up his teammates as well. Joker now, with so little health left, tries to land the final shot, and yes, he does! A complete ace coming in from Joker to save not only NKT, but backed 4 total points to the tally.
Joker, the crown prince of crime. Yeah, but he's also the crown prince, I guess, coming from Team NKT. I mean, in the process, they also lost Mr. Joe, but 5 elimination points. This is, I mean, this only goes to show that they mean serious business.
Now, trying to regain that glory. Zux is going to be knocked down from all this pressure coming out from the fields, as teams are also starting to push in all directions. That's 52 Esports over on the top end of the valley, and this isn't going to look all too good with Bigatron pretty much hiding within that small little dip that they have. But Alter Ego, they're definitely on this hot pursuit, finding 1 member out, and that's rules. Oh, that's bad news for the side of T2K. They just have to turn kills and run.
Oh, there was more than like 2 T2K members that got shut down by Alter Ego Eris, so this puts them in a world of trouble, to be honest. Rose is already out of the game. I believe that was the confirmation we've been waiting for, courtesy of Hands for You. But I can see Igneous still alive, so I'm looking at their situation. So we are still looking at a couple of members from T2K, and I think they will be fleeing this scene, considering, well, they're already at a disadvantage, but they are being shot by 52 Esports just because they were passing through a certain location here where they're setting up camp.
Yeah, I just love the zone control that 52 Esports have at the moment. This whole section here, along with a compound to guard the northern end, we'll see them reaping a lot of points if they do it right. They're still in the squad, which is in the form of Alter Ego being in close proximity. Not only that, Roy Esports, what's their take here? Because no matter what, they really have to find a way to cut through, and that's just one way if they really want to get past towards the center by taking on 52 Esports. Now shots are also being fired from the side of Alter Ego, or I do believe to be guarding the other end. And now this is going to be that full-on exchange between Tuss as well as the rest of Roy, trying to flush out that position from the side of Alter Ego Ares, so that Alter Ego at least have the reprieve of the circle much closer to them. So Roy, they're still not in yet. 30 seconds from now, they got to decide, are they going to flood the gates out there to take on 52?
And there's a lot of teams, by the way, has been avoiding conflict, the beginning stages of the match, like the Savior, Vampire Esports. They have been holding to get inside the zone. I don't think we're going to see them pop off, at least for stage 5, but come stage 6, maybe they could start engaging in a fight. Alter Egos, however, they've already managed to set up 3 elimination points, and they have the possibility, of course, to assume more, considering the fact that there's a lot of teams that are in front of them. There's Roy, there's 52, there's Boing Donkey, so, but judging by their location just a while ago, I believe they are in a bit of a open space, so I cannot say if that is a good spot or not, because open space will always make you vulnerable.
Yeah, indeed. And on top of that, Team Flash had a rough course to even get into the field. Will be taken out by the members of Alter Ego. That adds another point onto the block. So Team Flash, despite them leading the pack there over onto the past couple of days, been being denied of gaining any form points here in the first match. So 52 Esports is going to be absolutely happy about this scenario. Not so much for BTR though. Now trying to charge towards the side of Tony K. Will not be able to hit the shards just yet, but for the side of BTR, they're defending well enough. But Vampires got nowhere to go, nowhere to escape. They get taken out. Same goes to the Savior as well. Out of nowhere, we're having names dropping off of the map, and big bang! It's Alter Ego to secure more and more of these names coming from the side of Team Secret. 7-9 wants in for blood as well. How can Break do this time around? He's all alone. No time to even get his teammates back up as they try to do a swerve. 7-9 took charge and took Team Secret out. And majority of these Vietnamese teams are already off the map.
Yes, sir. That was a great ambush set up by 7-9 up against Team Secret, eliminating them from match number 1. It was because of Bigatron Red Aliens putting a stake through the hearts of the vampires that got them eliminated as well. Now, 7-9 getting a taste of their own medicines as they are being charged by Team NKT. We can see that Joker has been putting a lot of nades up against 7-9, but amazingly 7-9 remains to be elusive, right? Kenny is still alive, is still standing up, and Igneous, however, in other side, he is currently knocked down to the level. Man, just caught a nade coming from Genfus right there. It's a total domination coming from the Red Aliens, putting up a total of 6 elimination points, and man, oh man, are they in a roll.
That was such great position being displayed by the side of BTR. No heavy commitment. You don't really have to rush into the edge of the zone, needing to deal with the side of NKT. But meanwhile, for the side of Roy Esports, they charge right through against the rest of Boing Donkey, and they still hold out strong. Zeta, as much as he's been knocked, he will be rescued in a short moment's time. But Roy, they still have a few members out there, but this place is absolutely zoned off, out of reach, and there's just no way that they can control.
They just came walking into the trap of a Boing Donkey. That was so unfortunate for them, but it's a good play coming from the side of Boing Donkey. Now, Team NKT, they know that they have to take care of business. They have to eliminate 7-9 from this exchange because none of them will be safe enough to get inside the circle unless they deal with one another. But you know what? This is also like a great angle coming from the side of BTR. I mean, while NKT's busy dealing with 7-9, they are kind of joining into the mix as well. Jumping to the gun right there, just getting those elimination points that they need. But look at that, Joker with 4 elimination points. Man, this guy is on a killing spree, but I don't think that luck is going to last us long because 7-9 now already on a rampage as well.
7-9, they managed to take control of the situation despite NKT wrapping around them as well. There is DRS also taking that space coming from the other edge. And look at BTR, they're also making it rain. NKT, they have managed to accrue 5 points at the very least, but This was just absolutely overwhelming for them to take on the Tigers, but here comes the aliens. Now, popping nades after nades against their brethren from Void Donkey. Not really hitting the mark just yet as they try to flush them off. That is one position that all these teams are vying for. Rosemary sneaking from the back. He's just taking his sweet time to eventually strike. Meanwhile, 52 Esports, they aren't moving a muscle just yet. They're happy where they're at, but Zuxy's moving in pretty closely. BTR playing a very controlled game, but for now, Void Donkey, they're utilizing so many of their resources, popping nades after nades, and Kenny's gonna be able to find one more from the side of Zem9. Shots now fired from the side of X as he tries to dodge all these shots. There is still pressure on the side of Boboho, with Alter Ego also chiming in as well. Hands for you popping up as they will take on members of DRS.
Hands for you, stepping up to the gameplay as well. We've just seen a while ago the stats being put up by Rosemary in this particular match. I mean, he was able to set up 3 elimination points and 1 amazing great elimination, and he has already passed through that 1,000 or 4-digit mark when it comes to the damage output. Now, Rampage, again, coming from the side of Alter Ego Eris. We're down to our 5 teams remaining, ladies and gents, and 12 now for the side of Alter Ego Eris, who is obviously, of course, a little trigger happy here in this match.
5 teams remaining. There's still 16 players on the board for these teams to really duke it all out. And if you're a player in this matchup, you're not a fan of this current terrain. There's a lot of open spacing right directly in the middle where teams will have to cross the road. Meanwhile, Coast Guard action coming in from the side of Genfoss. Beautiful nade being dropped towards the top side. Will be able to alleviate some pressure onto the side of Remade Aliens. Lapar now being safe, but there is still a little bit more of an opening for the 52 Esports to prime in some grenades. Alian now splends with a little bit more spokes, and Satara finds more as they try to go in for some save and grace. It seems like there's not much left from the side of 52 Esports to do much here, but to hide beneath these vehicles. But here comes a full force of the United Nations charging right through as BTR will flush them all out to secure a tenor in this match. Moving into the top 4, and there is Zem9 versus Alter Ego.
You know, obviously BTR is in an aggressive mood for today's set of matches, I guess. This is a good start for them. But let's check out what is happening between Zem9 and Alter Ego Eris as Zem9 now collects 5 elimination points. We got Boysil, or was that Boysil? Okay, we got Superboy already on the ground. Same thing goes for Boysil. Depp is trying his best actually to defend the whole team. But there you go. We are now putting a stop on Alter Ego's streak. That was the end of the line for them, which brings us down to BTR versus Zem9. So this is a 4v3 BTR. They already have a total of 11 eliminations.
BTR, but they're all scattered into a 2-1-1 formation. And BTR is the one that has to make the move much closer towards the side of Zem9.
BTR obviously going for zone control here. But they're taking their sweet time. Zem9, they have at least a higher ground or some sort of elevation they can actually work with up against BTR. But we can see it's a 2-2 split. It's Lapar and Zuxi and Genfus, and then we got Satar on the other side. We are not seeing any push happen just yet come from both of the teams here. They're, again, just getting all the information they need before they actually head up to charge the opposition. But we can see that Satar's already on prone, planning to cook up a nade here. But I guess Zem9 knows exactly where to throw that nade.
They do, especially now with the rest of BTR funneled towards the south, and they will basically take the fight directly to Satar. Once he's being knocked down, it will be a direct charge, and BTR, they also do send 2 more members up close and personal where they want to settle scores with a direct hit quickly as they go. So that small little hill that they're hiding from, dropping big nades into the smoke. Kenny's job is to find one, but he gets taken out first and foremost. Now 4 versus 2. So boy, full sense it runs right through one of their members and will somehow dodge some shots, but that will still be negated by Lapar. It's only down to Depp. What can he do when he's on wheels? It's just gonna be a full on-course wheel-to-wheel action, and now he's just turning tails to find himself taken down by the aliens as BTR secures the chicken dinner.
Oh man, that was indeed a brutal, fast-paced exchange coming from Sim9 and BTR. We don't even know what's going on or like which player is actually already on the ground. But then again, it was